All right, thank you. All right, everyone, I am going to call the docket. When I call your name, please stand and let me know you are here. Otherwise, I'm going to think you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Sir, everyone who's on the front row over here, you need to not be on the front row because those are for people who are late. In custody, we have Paul Padilla, Angela Lee Redwine. Angela Lee Redwine. All right, I'll need you to take a seat in the box, please. Enrique Hernandez. Alberto Villarreal, custody. Dennis Pellegrini. Dennis Paul Pellegrini. Michael Bernal. Dino Acosta. All right, thank you. Darren Does. Dominique Nicholson, custody. Randy Lee Elizondo.
Here, John.
Thank you. Roland Sanchez. Royland Sanchez. He's in custody, okay. Frank Perez III. Jose Posadas, custody. Shannon Anderson.
Present.
Willie Cunningham. Jose Carmona. Ruben Cerna, custody. Brenda Rodriguez. Samantha Malik. Audrey Bash.
Judge, I have her sitting outside. She's in a property case.
All right. Yesenia Cardenas, custody. Christopher Herrera, Humberto Cáceres, Dorothy Perez, Alberto Villarreal, custody. Redwine is in the box. John Thunert. Good morning. Richard Wallace, custody. Crystal Cherry, custody. Yvette Martinez.
Stand up, ma'am.
Thank you. Ashley Uot, custody.
Council pressing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Eric Kelly.
Right here, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anyone whose name was not called or you came in late? All right, we'll start here. Sir, what's your name? Antonio what? Do you have a case number or SID number? All right. Just have a seat. I'm sorry, what?
Sure.
All right. Do you know who your attorney is? All right, just have a seat. We'll get with you. Sir, I'll have you. Thank you. All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. We do have a jury still out deliberating. So please follow these rules so Monday will be a smooth day. If you don't follow these rules, it's going to get all complicated and hectic. To my left, criminal trial division files. To my right, family violence files. People are still getting COVID and other diseases. This is what you need to do, attorneys. Just go to that box, whichever one your case would be in, grab your file, place it on the prosecutor's desk and have a seat. They're going to call you in order of appearance. If you do that, then things will run smoothly. If you try to leapfrog other attorneys, then you're just being selfish and not being nice. So let's be nice and not be selfish to our colleagues. If you have someone who is in custody, yes, they need to be brought out. Just ask the deputy. Once you requested your client be brought out, do not leave the courtroom because for security reasons, there's a limited number of people that the deputies can bring out. And again, if you leave, then you're being selfish and unkind to your colleagues. Let's not do that. If your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, an interpreter needs to be called. Let the court coordinator know. Once that's been requested, do not leave the courtroom because there's a limited number of interpreters that are available, and they will usually arrive within 5 minutes of us calling them. Court reporters to my left. If you have someone in the box and we're on the record, do not talk behind the court reporter. All you have to do is let the deputy know you need to be moved to the other end. They will move you to the other end. Do not approach the court unless you've conferred with your client and conferred with the state. Once you have done those things, approach the coordinator. They will pull your file. Have a seat once you've approached the coordinator and told her the name of your client. And again, I will call you in the order of appearance unless it requires an interpreter, in which case that person will leapfrog. There's a sign that people want to ignore in front of the coordinator. We've moved it to different locations. So let me tell everybody, when we are on the record, you will know we're on the record because I will have called the style of the case. Please do not approach because I want to give that attorney and that client in the state 100% of my attention. And I cannot do that if people are chatting on this side. The probation officer is to the back. Bianca, could you raise your hand? Do not approach the court if you have someone who's on probation unless you've conferred with the probation officer. They are an integral part of this system. So everyone, let's be kind to each other. It's Monday. We all thought we'd be retired. We are not. We're going to have to accept that. So please confer.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Can I see the file on Jose Posadas, please?
What's up? Yes.
Norma, on
Yes.
Posadas,
Not necessarily.
recall that for September 16th.
No.
State Jose Posadas on page 3 is going to be recalled for September 16th.
September 16th?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good. May I please? Sorry. Thank you. Need to trust you, I need to clean. Okay. Wayne Perez. Sorry, you're. Just. Okay, thank you. Oh, thank God.
The sheriff.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Just a few days.
All right, who's here on Francisco Perez? All right, where is he?
Oh, Mr. Frank Perez, please come on up.
He's not,
I'll wait to the front, sir. I'll wait to the front.
he's listed on here as Francisco Perez. Is that the same person who is on page 3? Frank
It's up to you.
Frank
Viola Perez?
Frank Perez.
That is the third. There's another Francisco from last time.
So you're not Francisco?
No, I'm Frank M. Perez. That's what
I'm
they
here.
they have it there.
Oh.
All right, so Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
I guess this is the wrong file. I mean, the case number is the same. The SID number is the same on the file.
I can give you 2023-4997 is what I'm here for.
Oh, no, that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So state and defense, y'all need to look into whether or not he is Francisco
I can look for an alias.
Perez or Frank Perez.
Well, they do also call Frank Francisco. So
No, I'm just, here's the thing. I know people have nicknames,
yes.
but the question is, what is your legal name? Like, what's on your birth certificate? What's on your driver's
Francisco M.
license?
Perez the third.
Okay,
When he had both aliases.
okay,
Frank and Francisco.
okay. So where are we on this case?
Respectfully, I'm here on behalf of Attorney Douglas Capmeyer, and I just confirmed with the state, and we have an agreed referral for mental health court.
That's been done like over months ago. So where are we on that update on that? We were here on June 13th for
He
referral
wasn't-
to mental health
He
court.
didn't have a phone, he wasn't getting messages,
There was.
and now he's supposed to have a phone that checks messages, and he wants to try again, please.
Yeah, I have a phone now.
We've been doing this for 3 months.
He does have he was before evaluated for competency. In other words, there are issues involved. In other words, you would like to ask his support one more last chance, Your Honor.
Here's the thing, that application needs to be done today. I'm not giving him a reset until that application is done today. If it's not done today, we're moving on.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Because he was rejected.
Oh, he was rejected? Ah, so
Oh,
they did not accept you.
I advise Attorney Capmeyer to maybe recall tomorrow then, or
Yeah, they rejected you. And they rejected you because you failed to appear.
okay. In other words, that's it. We can't do it again then.
That's up to you all. If y'all want to go on there, go and try again.
Yeah,
That's up
now
to
he
you.
has a phone. We would like to go again.
Oh, but here's the thing. This train is still moving. If they want to accept him now, because now he has a phone, that's completely up to him, but we're moving to the next process of this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, my understanding, all the discovery was received. State, did you tender an offer?
We have not at this time, but we're happy to do that soon, Your Honor, today.
All right, if you'll tender an offer to them, and then I'm going to give you a plea deadline date.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So you can apply again if Attorney Capmeyer is really able to do that today.
That's completely up to you all.
Thank you.
What I'm telling you is
have
the
to-
mental health court has rejected him.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anything else, I'll get it real quick.
And Norma, on this one, it's going to be a 3-week reset for plea deadline date. So if you could give that to me. All right. Then if you can get his reset form ready. Okay, sure.
You said. No, I appreciate it.
Dennis Paul Pellegrini. Brenda Rodriguez.
Present, Your Honor.
Right. All right, so are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
It's a very short. Yeah, very short.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, this is criminal trial division, jury trial. They're saying 2 days. All right, October 1st. And if you all can make sure that the acknowledgement of discovery has been signed.
Sure will, Judge.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
You too.
It's not like.
Bless you. Sure, no problem. Yes.
Oh, we have a plea bargain and the attorney Capmai would like to get another plea deadline, so you can maybe find one.
Ms. Ferguson will give you the reset form.
Oh, yeah. Not to my memory.
Uh,
Yeah, yes, it's in Bexar. In fact, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
See what's going on.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, there's all, I mean, yeah, I think that's. Yes, I think if it's possible, always put on that second chance, if they reject them, that it's still just a probation. That'd be great.
Okay.
You know, it can't hurt. On our end, I don't think so at this juncture, but we can talk about it.
Okay,
For sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Trevino, Antonio Trevino? Yes, sir.
I'm gonna policy.
Number 29. What year?
Okay.
Thank you.
Acosta, Pino. The man. Shannon accent.
Ruben Serna?
Correct?
Yes. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1590B, State of Texas versus Ruben Serna. Can our parties announce for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar with the state of Texas.
Defense?
Mario Del Prado for the defense.
All right. My understanding is your counsel has filed a motion to withdraw. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you hiring an attorney?
I would like another one appointed.
No. Are you hiring an attorney? This is the attorney that has been appointed to represent you.
I haven't spoken with my family about the matter yet.
Well, you need to speak to them because this court does not allow people to just say, I don't want an attorney. You just work your way or you go down a list and you pick the attorney that you want. Court doesn't allow that. This is the attorney that's been appointed to represent you.
I just need to speak to my family.
All right. Are they visiting you at the jail? How are you going to speak to them?
Over the phone
All right. So when are you going to speak to them?
today.
Today? All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this for Thursday? All right, we'll come back on Thursday and the court will hear a motion.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah, just to get a date. No. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Impact.
Willie Cunningham?
Really, I absolutely. Morning, Judge.
All right. On Willie Cunningham. This is for jury trial, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
All right, so Mr. Cunningham, we're still in trial. So jury's still out deliberating. So how long do you all expect this trial to last?
Maybe 3 days, Your Honor. I agree.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date on Willie Cunningham, 3 days, please. And it's family violence. All right, September 9th, impact court. And thank you. You always
Your
dress
Honor,
me up in
I'm,
your report. I appreciate that.
I'm set already. Oh, no, I'm not.
Okay.
Judge. I have got people coming in from Mexico on another case that I've got, that the flights are already made.
Is that case actually gonna go?
It's actually a civil case and it's not gonna go, but there are witnesses coming in to meet with me from Mexico
Okay,
on September 9th.
all right. Then, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, sir.
I'll put this for September 10th.
Very good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, September 10th.
Thank you.
Judge.
You're welcome. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Norma.
That's bad.
Oh, no, no. Yeah, yeah. We're good. Yes, thank you.
Up here on stage this time. Yeah. I want to make it hard.
No problem.
All right, who's here on Luis Contreras? Why don't I have this? Yeah. Who wants to approach on Luis Alfredo Contreras?
Not me.
Okay. Ashley Wood. Oh, okay, no problem. All right, have you conferred with the state?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
So what are you requesting here today?
Your Honor, I'm requesting just a 1 week reset for the 28th or 29th.
Okay,
There's a misdemeanor that is tied to this case that involves the same incident, and that is set on the 28th at 1:30. And that also gives time to the district attorney's office to check with the complaining witness, given that the complaining witness is my client's biological mother. And we just
Okay.
we need to.
what
make
is that misdemeanor? I don't understand.
A violation of a protective order, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. State?
Judge State's already made an offer, defense asked us to reach out to the complainant in that case.
Yes, Your Honor, and we're very likely to take that offer. We just need to make sure that all of our Ts are crossed and Is are dotted. So
All
we're
right,
just
do you
asking.
have all the discovery?
I do.
All right, we'll
For both
recall
cases.
this back on, what date do you want?
I'm setting CC7 on the 28th in the afternoon, Your Honor. I believe your court may have some openings for the 29th.
Yes. All right, we'll put you down for the 29th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
May I
thank
be
you.
excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Deputy Laura Ashley, I'm sorry, and how do you pronounce your last name?
Hewitt.
Hewitt. Okay, see,
It's okay, Your Honor. I say, she she corrected me, and since then I've been saying Hewitt. And everybody goes through the docket and they cannot find my case.
see, again, let me just tell you, that whole thing that I learned in school, people are doing something different with the pronunciations of their names, because I'm telling you, when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. Everybody seems to want to speak in everybody's name. That's not the way it's supposed to go.
Well, Your Honor, if you go to the United Kingdom,
I'm
people
like,
are saying that Americans haven't spoken English in a long time.
oh, I disagree with them wholeheartedly. Yes.
I know you said that.
No, that's what he put in his email. He put in his email the 22nd.
No, I don't need to without your.
No, 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 no. I was just wondering, because he said it was the 22nd. Angela Redwine. Who's the attorney for Angela Redwine?
I'm here, Judge, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, yes.
All right. The reason why she's over there, she has warrants out of precinct 1, but my understanding is precinct 1 is saying we're not picking anybody up. We don't have time for that.
You can drive her there, Judge, if you want to. Go ahead.
So all we can do is we will take them here because there's a warrant, but precinct 1 says they're not going to pick you up. So maybe you want to talk to the people at precinct. Deputy Laura, is it precinct 1?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you want to call the people at precinct 1 and see if they'll lift the warrant since they're not going to act on the warrants.
I don't have time to do that today, Judge. I
Okay.
apologize. I have multiple
Alrighty.
trial settings. So that I
They're
need
going to take you into
get to.
custody, okay?
So I'll see if my office can do something like that, but I don't personally have.
Oh,
time
no
for that.
problem. All right, so
She says actually that she thinks she already did time served on. Yeah.
I did some church, but I can walk over there and.
oh,
and
no,
take care of
we can't allow people who have warrants to walk
it.
freely. Sorry.
When we're done, I'll talk to you in a second.
All right, so we're here for discovery. Where are we on that?
Judge, the state's actually made us an offer that we're considering, and what I was gonna do is ask the court for maybe a 3-week reset to see.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 3-week reset on Ms. Redwine? All right, we'll come back on September 10th.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you,
for
Judge.
dressing appropriately for court. I do appreciate it. But I will tell you, once people have warrants and they look in the system and there's a warrant, we just can't let people go.
No, I understand.
Yeah. Now, precinct 1, they're saying
I was just.
they're not picking anybody up, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. All right, okay, no problem. Budget?
September 10th.
Norman, can you make sure she has a reset form? Jessica Bash, who's here on Jessica Bash? Oh, Audrey J. Bash.
She's in the hallway due to some,
All right, could you have her come in, please?
I believe, okay.
Thank you, Marty. Can I put them there, please?
May not be random tonight. It might be me. We're all.
Christopher Herrera. Hello. So your attorney was in jury trial, so that's why he couldn't be here, as I explained to you before. So my understanding, CPS records are in the file.
CPS records have been given over? correct?
Yes,
I
Judge.
have it tabbed, yeah.
So is there anything else that's needed? Because I have a plea deadline date of August 13th, which was moved to today because you were in trial.
Right, Judge, because I have been in trial last week, I haven't had a chance to look at the CPS
Okay.
CD that the state has given to me. So we're asking just for one more reset so I can look into that, and then hopefully that doesn't open up a can of worms, but at that point we'll have.
Oh,
all the-
nobody's gonna open up a can of worms because you have to have a can opener if it doesn't have a pop top.
Telling
So
you.
we're good. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna recall it back then. Norma, can we call this for September 16th? Is that enough time for you, counsel?
Yes, Judge, that's fine.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Herrera, September 16th is gonna be his plea deadline date. After that, if no agreement is worked out, your next court date is gonna be a jury trial date. Do you understand?
Yes,
Do you have any questions about anything?
no, honestly, like nothing that I can really comprehend to tell you.
All right, so here's the thing. When I ask if you have any questions, I mean about the process, because your
Yeah.
attorney probably does not want you speaking to me about what you think the facts are of the case.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Appreciate it.
All right, I'll be back in.
No, those bad news.
You guys.
It's been around.
Darren Joes. All right, we still have a jury deliberating, so we can't go on trial in this case. All right, Miss, how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
Max a week.
All right, so Miss Ferguson, jury trial date, 4 days on Darren Doe's. All right, December 3rd. Once you sign the reset form, you excuse, thank you for always dressing appropriately before. All right,
Thank you,
thank
Judge.
you. Thank you. Normally, these are done. Yes. Ah, okay. We'll do this plea and then we'll do that. Could you call Gary Churick, please?
I am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Dennis Pellegrini. Oh, I'm calling Dennis Paul Pellegrini. No. Thank you. All right, and then we're gonna take up your case,
Very well.
Umberto Casares, and then Deputy Mejia, and we can put the rest on hold while we take the verdict. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 2938. And I'm sorry, I'll repeat that because I know you have to repeat it for him.
Very well, Judge.
Se va a parar aquí. Ok, siempre viendo a la juez, no voltea a verme, si le hablo aquí atrás, me contesta. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 2938, State of Texas versus Umberto Casares. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jury
Defense.
for Mr. Casares.
And-
Your name again?
Jerry Valdez.
El señor Jerry Valdez.
And are you Mr. Casares?
Señor Casares?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Mariana Rios.
Excuse me, sorry. Mr. Casares, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, do you speak the Spanish language?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I also read it.
All right, and do you speak and read it fluent?
Yes, I do, Judge.
And were you able to explain these documents to your client in Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. Yes.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Casares, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
I just signed it.
Did you understand it?
¿Usted lo entendió?
No lo leí.
I didn't read it.
Now, my question is, did you review it with your attorney and did you sign it? The document is the document that appears to have your signature where you are asking the court to consider your application for probation or community supervision.
Sí.
Yes, yes.
All right, did you review the document or have explained to you the document entitled True Bill of Indictment? Which is the document that informs you of what the state is charging you with?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Here.
Mr. Casares, did you review with your attorney the court's admonishment and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions document with your attorney? Sign it in all the appropriate places. That is the document that tells you what you're charged with and your rights, among other things. Did you review that with your attorney and understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you're charged with injury to a child with intentional bodily injury. All right, and you all are charging this as a second-degree felony?
Should be a third-degree felony. I'm sorry if I checked the wrong box. And
Oh, no, it's just put on here as second degree, but the appropriate box is checked.
second, that's a third-degree judge. I also would like to add I'm not sure if I added it to the plea bargain when we get there. There are two cases that we will be taking into consideration.
All right. And what two cases will you be taking into consideration?
It is case number CC 337-323. That is an assault bodily injury, married cohab.
Mhm.
And CC 723-596, assault bodily injury, married cohab.
All right, any objections to the court adding that to your plea bargain agreement?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. So he is listed on the documents I have as Umberto Casares Rangel. So what is his name?
¿Cuál es su nombre?
Humberto Cáceres Rangel.
Humberto Cázares Rangel.
In the indictment, he's only listed as Humberto Cáceres. Does anyone wish to amend the indictment to add Rangel?
El nombre, his last name is Rangel is his wife, his mom, or his father?
El apellido Rangel es de su mamá o de su papá. My mom's.
All right, what is the name that's listed on a birth certificate or legal document?
Humberto Cáceres Rangel.
Humberto Cázares Rangel.
All right, so all of the documents that I am reviewing have the name Humberto Cáceres Rangel. The only document that does not have Rangel on it is the trial court certification of the defendant's rights to appeal and the indictment and the application for community supervision and the discovery of acknowledgement. So does anyone wish to amend the indictment to include the name Humberto Cáceres Rangel?
We would like to do an oral motion, if the court is okay, to amend the information to include the maternal last name of Rangel.
There'd be no objections, Your Honor. That since he has acknowledged that is on his birth certificate.
Mr. Rangel, do you have any objection to that last name being added in the indictment?
No, está bien.
No, that's fine.
All right. So what you're charged with is injury to a child with intentional bodily injury as a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor, he is, and he was.
Mr. Rangel, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
No.
No.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
No.
Counsel, have you discussed with Mr. Rangel the impact this plea will have on his immigration status?
Yes, Your Honor, I've discussed it with Mr. Cáceres Rangel at length several times. I've also reviewed his case with Mr. Tullis from the MAG office. Mr. Rangel has been, has advised us that he has been voluntarily departed 3 times. He's been ordered to deported once. And he knows that he's gonna have to go before immigration once this case is taken care of and face possible judicial hearing with immigration.
All right, Mr. Rangel, do you understand by entering a plea agreement in this case that you could be deported from the United States?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand you may be denied naturalization?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you understand that you may be denied reentry?
Sí.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. The state opposes your application. They're taking in consideration County Court cause numbers 3373237239596, There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand that to be the plea?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, could you repeat?
Did you understand that to be your plea?
¿Entendió usted que así iba a ser su acuerdo?
Sí.
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
That is correct.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
For State's Exhibit 1 with attachment.
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sí.
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial and the right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. All right, with regards to sentencing, if anyone would agree to just give me his criminal history, and then we can reset it if you have witnesses you want to appear.
There would be no witnesses on our part, Your Honor, at this point.
Well, do parties want to proceed with sentencing? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
That's fine, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Casares was in a relationship with the complainant. He listed for 12 years. Evidently, there was a discussion over a cell phone. He has been working as a welder, Judge. And that's his primary occupation. He has grown children, one in Austin, one here. That's when we asked the court for reset at one time to see if he might be able to adjust his legal status. So far, the one family member has refused. He's asking the court to place him on probation. He does understand that if he does grant probation, he has to face the consequences of immigration and he might be deported. And that's the quandary, Judge, because if he is released or deported by probation and the court grants him probation, then he's gonna have to break the law to come back and do his probation. So, but he's still asking for the court to place him on probation at this time, Judge. He has advised me that if he gets granted or deported, he's probably gonna go back to Mexico and he doesn't plan to return.
All right, so Mr. Rangel, you're in the United States illegally and you've been deported more than once and you keep coming back illegally. You can only come back to the United States legally. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will take in consideration county court cause numbers 337323, 723596. Sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence and there's to be no re-entry into the United States. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, and also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, we're off the record. Do not come back here unless you're back here legally. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'd be excused.
Yeah,
Thank you, Judge.
I approached Judge.
Yes.
I have Mr. Michael Bernal on the docket.
All right, Norma, have you called Mr. Churick?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, if you all can get Mr. Churick here. Michael Bernal. Come forward. All right, this is Steph.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, have you conferred with the state?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have all of the discovery?
I believe so. If the video's in there, the last time I looked, it's been some time, there should be video, store security video, but if they say it's there, I trust them. That's the one thing I have not looked at.
All right, was an offer tendered?
An offer's been made, yes.
How old are you?
33.
Seem unsure. Once you get older, it's like the numbers just don't even matter anymore. I say, once you get out of the habit of referring to yourself in months,
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
You have children, so you know, once the months, times just starts flying by. All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you recall this for September 9th for a plea deadline date, please. All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay.
Madam Approach Judge.
Do you have the file?
No, ma'am. John Thunder. John Thunder. THU.
Judge, may I take 5 minutes?
Yes.
He's on the phone.
John Thurnett.
And you're right about time, Judge. The older you get, the faster it goes.
Oh, it goes. You know, once you pass 29, it just goes so quickly.
In my case, once you pass 50, Judge, it's like
Yeah.
putting the pedal all the way down.
Well, you know, when I was in high school, you know, we had our summer jobs and people were like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad this is going to be our senior year. They're like, Stephanie, are you happy? I'm like, no. They're like, why not? I'm like, we are moving closer to responsibilities that we
Adulthood.
don't have. I'm like, no. I was the one, don't rush it. I can take my time. I'm fine.
As the younger kids say, adulting.
Oh, yeah, because all of the people in my family wanted their driver's license right away. I was late in getting my license. My mom was like, Stephanie, you want your license? I'm like, well, I'm gonna be in college. I'm not gonna have a vehicle, so why do I need it? So I was a late license holder.
A late bloomer.
Yeah. All right, so we're supposed to be here today for a disposition potentially. What's going on?
Here's the issue we have, Judge. We've got an offer from Mr. Garahan, I believe Thursday. Mr. Thunder owns an air condition and heating company. He's got 15, 16, 17 employees. the question we're trying to answer for ourselves is what effect the offer for deferred would have on his HVAC license.
Mhm.
We don't want to trigger something where it's gonna be revoked and shut down his business. He's been on the phone, I've been on the phone trying to get an answer from them, so we're gonna ask if we can get maybe a week or two to get that answer in writing from them, so we know that we're not gonna shut down his business inadvertently by taking the deal, basically.
All right. I will tell you, in my experience with my clients, the quickest way is to find that out,
Go in person.
go in person, or either go online and act as though you're applying for your HVAC license.
Mhm.
You're not gonna actually apply for it
Okay.
and see what questions they ask.
Yeah.
If they ask that question about deferred, then you know there's a chance it's gonna impact it.
Mhm.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 3 week reset on Thunder?
Thank you, Your Honor.
We appreciate it, Judge.
I can do, September 10th.
All right, we'll come back on September 10th. Thank you for always dressing it appropriately
Yes,
this morning.
absolutely.
Appreciate it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, it's on.
Dennis Paul Pellegrini. Could I see that file, please? And are you ready on your case? All right. Could I see the file on Dino Acosta, please? Oh, thank you.
She's the one that's on the Zoom.
Okay, hopefully he's prepared to be on Zoom.
I hope so. He's offshore working
Okay,
and they got indicted in between. So luckily we were able to, I appreciate y'all allowing us to do Zoom.
Mr. Acosta, if you'll please unmute and show video.
Sorry about that.
No problem. So where are we on this case? Do you have all of the discovery?
Your Honor, we do have all the discovery and a offer was tendered this morning. And so Mr. Acosta and I will confer on that and then hopefully we're asking this court for a reset to be
All
able to do
right, how much time are you asking for?
that. Judge, I got 45 days.
Yeah.
30 days would be great.
All right. See, you know what? You asked for
You don't ask
the
me.
moon,
Yeah.
and then maybe you can catch some stars.
Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I could have a 30-day reset for plea deadline date, please.
September 19th.
All right, September 19th. And if he is able to have a computer, if y'all reach an agreement, depending on what the agreement is, he can do that by Zoom.
I think he might be back, but we'll take that into consideration. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being Zoom ready, Mr. Acosta. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
September 19th.
You too. Have a good one. All right, Deputy Mahia, Deputy Laura, if one of you could make the announcement for Dennis Paul Pellegrini. All right, who's here on Yesenia Cardenas?
John Young, Your Honor.
Yes.
Andrew and I have conferred and agreed on a $5,000 bond recommendation.
All right, she needs to be out here.
And she was, but she's not now.
Okay, all right, we'll take it up at that time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enrique Hernandez.
Good
Right.
morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
It's been a busy one, but I'm here and I'm doing well.
Well, that's all we can ask for.
Mr. Hernandez?
All right, and this is Criminal Trial Division,
Yes, Your Honor.
Enrique Hernandez. So where are we on discovery?
Discovery, I believe it has been completed, Your Honor. I took a look at the case yesterday. I didn't see anything missing at this point in time, with the
So is it
exception
blood
of,
discovery or,
it was a breath case, Judge.
all right, and have you received all the discovery on that?
I haven't received the extended breath, but we're.
Are
we'll
you
discuss
requesting that?
At this time, yes, Your Honor. Additionally, Mr.
Have you all
Hernandez,
filed a standing order for discovery on that?
we have not yet, Your Honor.
All right, that needs to be done today.
Yes, ma'am. And additionally, Mr. Hernandez is in need of immigration advice, and we spoke with him. He's not a citizen, so he will.
All
be
right,
getting
does
that
he
done.
speak the English language?
Not very
Hmm?
much. No, he does not.
All right, so y'all need to step back. We need an interpreter come down.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And if y'all could work on the standing order, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So does anybody know the ETA on Gary? Is he still circling? Well, downtown parking, you don't know what's gonna happen. Samantha Malik.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, where are we on this case with discovery?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Judge, this is I think that the setting actually only happened within the last couple days. I just filed my notice. I have reviewed a little bit of the discovery. I have conferred with the state today. There are going to be some mental health records that go along with this case and some CPS records. And so the state is going to try to obtain those.
All right, there's CPS records involved in this case?
Yes, Judge.
Maybe, Your Honor, so I'm sending an email off now to our investigator. Get those.
All right, is this a CPS case that's currently pending or?
It is not. It's closed. It's actually an old case, Judge. It was a post-indictment fugitive case from a little over a year ago.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Samantha Malik, set this in 45 days. You're all gonna have to do some conferring off docket. This will be your discovery date.
That's perfect.
Oh, what date?
October 3rd.
All right, October 3rd. All right, Ms. Malik, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you. And Norma, can you see where Gail Calderola is, please? Okay. All right, Randy Lee Elizondo. Who's the attorney? I'm sorry, just give me a moment. Let me have the jury come in to take this sentencing, I'm sorry, this verdict, and then I'll take you right up. All right, Mr. Churek.
Yes.
We've been told by the deputy that there's a verdict.
Forgot my jacket. My wife sent me out for half and half so she can make the sauce for the
Oh, no problem. That's no
She's
problem.
bringing it.
Okay, no problem. All right, Mr. Delboski, if you take a seat here. Mr. Churek.
Yes, ma'am.
Record. Maria, are you ready?
Yes.
Court is calling 2021 CR 10255, State of Texas versus Jose Gilberto Del Bosque. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Alan Jackson and Zach Dunn.
For the defense.
Gary Chirac for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Del Bosque?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then we're off the record. If the verdict were to be guilty, we'll start in the afternoon. All right, are all parties ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
All right, let's bring them in.
All right, so jury.
Maria. You're back. We're back on the record.
Yes.
Okay. All right, everyone, please be seated. And ladies and gentlemen, there are people in the courtroom because I have a morning docket, so it is not in any way related to this case. It's the court's understanding that you've reached a verdict, is that correct? And is your verdict unanimous?
Yes.
All right, if you'll hand the verdict form to Deputy Laura, please. Easier to go that way, yes. Thank you, Deputy Laura. All right, in regards to count one, the jury finds the defendant guilty. of the offenses charged in the indictment. With regards to count 2, the jury finds the defendant not guilty of the offenses charged in the indictment. With regards to count 2, the lesser included offense, the jury finds the defendant not guilty. With regards to count 4, the jury finds the defendant not guilty of the offense as charged in the indictment. With regards to count 4, to the lesser included offense, the jury finds the defendant not guilty. With regards to count 5, to the charge as filed in the indictment, the jury finds the defendant guilty. Does anyone wish to have the jury polled?
Not in the defense, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a docket that's going on this morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you all back at 2. And at 2 o'clock, we'll proceed with phase 2 of the trial. Again, do not start discussing this case outside of the jury room. Does everyone understand? And do not begin discussing in the jury room until I give you leave again to discuss things in the jury room. Does everyone understand? Okay. Make sure that your badges are visible so that people will know that you're jurors, not that anyone will probably be talking about this case, but just so attorneys can recognize that you're jurors and may not talk around you about different things. Does everyone understand? All right, so again, you're not going to be meeting in this courtroom. You'll be meeting in the jury room. All right. All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors.
Judge, with regards to the exhibits, are you gonna lock them in the courtroom? I mean, in the jury room in the back?
You know what, if you could grab those or have, if you could have, grab those or have Deputy Lori give those back to you. Thank you. Thank you, Maria.
I didn't hear you. No, I can have them here. Okay. I put them in my office.
Yep.
All right, Randy Elizondo.
Sure.
And sir, you need to step outside to use the phone. Sir, in the shades, you need to step outside to use the phone. No problem. Maria, are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Court is calling 2023 CR 10008, State of Texas versus Randy Lee Elizondo. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris,
Defense.
Juan Aguilera.
And are you Mr. Elizondo?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor. I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Elizondo, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Elizondo, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with retaliation? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor, and basically, we filed a motion for competency, and Dr. Smith made a determination that Mr. Elizondo was competent to proceed to trial. And based on Dr. Smith's findings, we find that he is
All right.
competent to proceed.
And do you believe he was sane at the time of the offense?
He was, Your Honor.
Mr. Elizondo, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 717-866. The state will take in consideration 718-308, 720-320, 720-321. There's to be restitution, if any, to the city of San Antonio and cause number 720-320. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, there weren't, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, The state is asking that your term of deferred adjudication be for 6 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No content.
State any evidence?
Contained in exhibit 1 and attachment, Your Honor.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you ready to proceed with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like for the court to consider 2 items. It's number 1, that he be possibly probating the fine, if not all of it, a portion of it. In the Dr. Smith's evaluation, Mr. Elizondo, there's some issues as to his learning disabilities, also the fact that he suffers from bipolar situation. But basically, we are in the process, or Mr. Elizondo's in the process of applying for Social Security disability. So that's hopefully we can, that application will be successful and he'll be able to get some assistance. The other thing, although we are not in a mental health court or anything, if the court could possibly have him be assigned to the MIC unit, that someone who can deal with Mr. Elizondo's situation that Dr. Smith was able to detect and just basically and during his evaluation of Mr. Elizondo. So do we ask for those 2 things, Your Honor?
All right, if you drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
30.
And what are you going to be 30 for?
Week.
All right, how often are you smoking?
About like once a blunt a day.
Okay. And who do you live with?
My mother-in-law.
All right, do you have
Mother-in-law.
do you have children?
1 children, I have 1 on the way.
All right, how old is your child?
10.
And do you live with your child? Are they at the residence?
Yes.
When's the last time you had employment?
It's been a while.
So how did you have money to go to a sports bar to drink? Because they're saying you were intoxicated in the middle of the street. That's why they were called for a welfare check.
I was in the parking lot. I was in the middle of the street.
All right, so how did you have funds to go to a bar and have alcohol if you're unemployed?
I had asked for money. I had borrowed some money that time
From who?
from my mother-in-law.
All right, so this is what I don't understand. You're an adult male. Don't you feel some kind of way that you have to go to your mother-in-law? She's already letting you live with her. And obviously you and her daughter keep having children that you financially can't take care of. So she's having to financially take care of children. Living with the fact that you all keep having children as though you don't know where babies come from. And then you're asking to borrow money from her and you're getting intoxicated. That could have been
It
money
was
for
just
your
a period
10-year.
of time I was going through a moment in my life. So right now I'm just trying to do better. And my lady does work. So we do not live off the mother-in-law.
You do.
But my girl takes care of me. We're a couple. We've been together for 12 years. So, you know, it's a thing we got for each other.
Well, that's a thing that I guess she is tolerating that. Sometimes people accept things, but you need to have employment. Because
Yeah,
what are you-
but how can I get employment if I don't got the right, nowadays, people just go by judgment. They want to judge you for everything.
oh, no, there are plenty of places that you can get employment at. Nobody's gonna judge you at KFC. They just want to know, are you gonna be to work on time?
Yeah,
to
but is
cook
a
the
work,
chicken?
is a pay good enough for you to live?
Well, guess what?
And nowadays, they don't even pay you enough to pay your rent, to go
Okay.
shopping and groceries. So it's hard to live in this world like that.
You're right. So let me ask you this.
Especially when you don't got a car or when you gotta get around,
Mhm.
it makes life harder on you, especially when you don't got no parents. I grew up all myself in my life,
Mhm.
you know?
So let me ask you this. If you have all those stumbling blocks in your life where you say it's hard to get a job, you can't get around because you don't have a vehicle, because I guess via is too good for some people, and you can't get a job because people are judging you, then why do you keep bringing children in the world that you financially cannot support?
If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
No, I mean, that's a fact. You are bringing children into this world. You don't have any money to provide them with clothing. Obviously, the person that you're with is financially taking care of your children. You are not. The grandmother is giving you a place to stay, and you're borrowing money from her to go to a bar. Those are the facts. So, what's your mother-in-law's name?
Angie, I already don't know too much. My girl's right there. She could tell you about her mother.
Oh, let's bring her up. Angie? Hello. Hi, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. All right, can you state your name for the record?
Gabriela Montes.
Gabriela Montes. So are you and Mr. Elizondo married?
Not by law.
Okay.
Maybe like 2 years. Oh, it was in 2020. We worked in the same company. So 20.
So you worked in the same company in 2020? So why did he no longer work there?
I really
At
don't.
that time, I was going through issues with myself.
I really don't remember, but I mean, he does like side jobs, I guess you could say, here and there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for giving me some insight. All right, he can come back.
Judge, I believe basically just the evaluation that Dr. Smith made, I think there's probably the court can become cognizant of the fact that why he's unable to be employed. He kind of, with his bipolar situation, it's just kind of difficult for him to be able to probably hold jobs.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's to be no contact with 210. Sorry. It is. There's to be no contact with 210 Sports Bar located at 1946 Southwest Military Drive, San Antonio, Texas, 78221. There's going to be a mental health evaluation and a TAP evaluation in custody. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. 6 years deferred adjudication. Follow all TAP recommendations. There's going to be a $2,000 fine. The court will probate the fine.
Thank you, Judge.
This is run concurrent with 717-866, taking consideration 718-308, 720-320, 720-321. There's to be restitution, if any, to the city of San Antonio and cause number 720-320. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once parenting classes are completed, 100 hours of community service will be waived. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. There's to be no contact with Angela Del Rio and Gabriela Montez or 51 Story Wood.
How if I live there?
And that's San Antonio, Texas, 78213. There's going to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else?
Did you order field visits?
Yes. Field visits. One time per month until further notice. And you can see if felony drug court, do a referral to felony drug court. And if he needs a place to stay with his drug history, he can stay at lifetime recovery. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Make sure that you stay in communication with probation. If you feel as though they're not addressing any issues, you can always come back to the court. Good luck to you.
Judge, wait a minute. As far as addressing the issue, as far as no contact with Ms. Del Rio or Ms. Gabriela, he's been living there for the last 10 years. I mean, it's just going to be kind of difficult for him to be out of that location.
Oh, that's why I ordered lifetime recovery.
But wouldn't it be better just for him to continue living there, be employed?
No. So we'll see where we are after he completes lifetime recovery.
Lifetime recovery is how long of a process?
It depends on your client. Sometimes it's 90 days.
So we can come back and revisit the issue
Yes.
in 90 days. Okay. I will do that. Okay, thank you. May I have
All
your
right,
seat?
you're welcome. Yes. Just give me a moment. Everyone, we're going to be recessing at noon. So if you are ready, please approach.
You want me to approach on Mr. Hernandez when the court is ready?
Just give me one moment.
Absolutely, just take your time.
All right. Deputy Laura, they make it so hard to put things in Odyssey. Yes, just give me one moment. Oh, are you okay?
They came in with something.
All right. Who's doing this? And Bianca,
Yes,
that's proof of employment within 45 days of release.
yeah.
Who's here? Jose Carmano?
Your Honor, before we get started, we will have an oral motion to amend the indictment to change.
All right, we'll get there.
Yes.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1048, State of Texas versus Jose Carmano. Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Salem.
Defense?
Bernard Campton for Mr. Carmona.
And are you Mr. Carmona?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
We have your.
Did you review it with your client?
issue.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Carmona, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it and understand it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor. In the indictment, state amend 2006 CR 8079 to 2006 CR 8078. And further waives the habitual offender enhancement allegation.
All right, any objection to the waiver?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection to the amendment?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Carmona, do you understand that the changing of the cause number is a substantive change?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that your attorney would have 10 days to prepare for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you waiving those 10 days?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you wish to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then the indictment will be amended as stated by the state. Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of felon in possession of a firearm as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? You need to speak up for the court reporter.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yeah, sure.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Carmona, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 8 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. State with regards to the application, are you opposed? Are you silent?
So,
Any objections to the court checking the box silent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the state will remain silent on your application. This will run concurrent with 732-605. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State any evidence.
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you
Your Honor.
understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. The case that he was pulled over for, where they said he had a warrant,
Yes.
what is happening with that case?
It got rejected or dismissed.
All right. So if you want, his reset date for PSI will be October 10th. Otherwise, if you want, I can accept from the state what his criminal history is, and then we can reset it for a sooner date, and you bring in whatever witnesses you would like to hear from.
October 10th would be fine with us, Your Honor.
Okay. So we're gonna come back on October 10th for sentencing. Does your client need a TAP evaluation?
I don't think so, Your Honor.
All right. Probation, that will be a PSI. Could I see a reset form, please? All right, once you sign the reset form, make sure you turn it back into the clerks. We will come back then on October 10th. I will make my decision based upon whatever evidence is presented to me. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Once you sign that, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, and I'm sorry, please make sure you talk with probation. They'll give you instructions.
Stop. Okay, thank you so much.
Yes. All right, who is the interpreter here for? All right, can I see the file on that one? Let me see if I still have it up here. Yeah. All right, Enrique Hernandez. And can I have a reset form, please?
Yeah, question.
Yes.
Just to provide to you, but I'll explain when we're on the record with the interpreter.
All right, who is the prosecutor on this case?
Mr. Harrison, in your honor.
All right, have you had a chance to review defense's motion?
No, you're not.
I was discussing with Mr. Escobar on this one earlier, but I'll give to Mr. Edelman as well.
All right, thank you. All right. So this case is going to be recalled for discovery to make sure that everyone has all of the documentation they need. And is your client a citizen or no?
He is not.
So are you going to take care of the immigration implications, or do you need an immigration attorney appointed through back?
I don't know if he needs one appointed. I did discuss with him that he would need one. We will not be taking care of it in our office.
All right, so
I can
you're
assure-
hired, so
Yes, ma'am.
you need to call Mac and see, even though you're hired, whether or not they're going to do this, but I am not going to continue to reset because he needs to get an immigration attorney.
Understood.
All right. All right, so I'm going to recall this for discovery, and this will give you a chance to talk to immigration people as well. We're going to recall this back for October 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
I don't know if the state has had time to review the motion and if the court has signed
All
it.
right, once the state has reviewed it, you can always give it back to me, but I'm going to want it today.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to give you a reset form. Once I give you the reset form, please sign it. Take your copy and give the remainder to the clerks. And then you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. And if I may reapproach. Mr. Edmonds, that is no opposition to the motion.
Okay. And states you're in agreement to 1 through 33?
Yes, your honor.
All right, then, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, thank you.
you,
Good
Judge.
seeing you. Have a good one.
You too, Judge.
Oh, the chart. Oh, let me see, let me make sure it's correct up first, okay? That's that. And let me see. John Young, are you ready on your client?
Yes, sure.
All right, have them come up. All right, and Mr. Young, what is your client's name?
Yesenia Cardenas, Your Honor.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 2331, State of Texas versus Yesenia Cardenas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Salem.
Defense.
John Young.
And are you Ms. Cardenas?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here. The defense has filed a motion to set bond. The defendant was remanded without bond because she was not abiding by conditions with pretrial services. There was a seventh violation report issued. And the court set this for March 13th, 2024, and the defendant was a no-show and did not appear by 10 a.m. So is there an agreed?
Agreed recommendation, yes, Your Honor.
All right. And
We
what
had a
is,
previously $2,000 bond. That obviously is, she's remanded without bond now. We've agreed to a $5,000 recommendation to the court.
all right, and state, with regards to this recommendation, you are aware that she has not been showing for her pretrial services officer, and it was a seventh violation?
Yes, Your Honor. State would request partial house GPS.
I request tracking, Your Honor, since this is not something that we're trying to prevent her from interfering with somebody. We'd like her to visit with somebody periodically. That would let us know where she is
Visit with, who would she like to visit with?
pretrial services, Your Honor.
Well, I don't know if she's gonna be under the behest of pretrial services anymore, but
Okay.
she would be allowed to visit with pretrial services. So your agreed bond is,
$5,000, Your Honor. And if you do impose GPS, we would ask that A, you waive the fee, and B, that it be tracking only.
all right, the court is gonna follow your agreed bond. There's a $5,000 bond. There's gonna be full GPS, waived fees. There is going to be random UAs through pretrial services, waive fees. And GPS is until further notice. Do I have a reset form, please? Defense, have you received all of the discovery in this case?
Have not, Your Honor.
All right, what is outstanding?
Everything.
Oh, state, have you not uploaded anything?
I don't know whether they've uploaded it or not, Your Honor. I don't have any discovery on this case. What I have in my file, which is fairly voluminous, was a previous case that's been dismissed.
Okay. All right, this is going to come back on September 16th for discovery.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State, please make sure everything is uploaded.
Yes, Your Honor.
I must say, there's one thing about Odyssey that actually seems to be working, and that's the discovery.
Ah, all right. Once you all sign the reset form and return a copy to the clerk, you're excused.
Your Honor, you did say that you wanted full house arrest on
Yes.
this.
If
If
she
she-
obtains employment, you can come back.
Thank you, Your
You're
Honor.
welcome. Okay, oh, take him away. Okay, all right, thanks. All right.
Sure. I felt so sorry for Juan. Aguilera.
Hey, it happens. I've been there.
His client just seemed to be finding all your buttons.
Mhm.
It's-
Who's here on Crystal Cherry? And Deputy Laura, after this, we're taking our break. All right, what are we here for?
Well, this is an MTR, Your Honor. I've conferred with everyone. Probation has scheduled a tap for Friday in jail. And they'd like to do a mental health evaluation on 9/9. And so I'm asking the case be recalled after 9/9, so we can have that information.
All right, she's supposed to be on the mental impairment caseload. Is there a reason why that's not already done?
I think it's probably because after she had an MTR,
Mhm.
I think in February, around
January.
January, and I
She
think.
had an MTR for a violation of condition number 4.
Right.
And I ordered that she be placed on the mental impairment caseload. So here we are in,
Right. So I think that
August.
those things weren't done after they were ordered. And so.
all right,
because-
so probation. Can you tell me? All right, she's gonna look into that. Let's see what happened.
Okay.
So just give us a moment.
I'm sorry, what day did you say that you ordered her to?
January 11th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, do you need a cost number?
No, I had.
Okay. Yes.
So I don't see any action on her being referred to MIC. I do see she had previously had her mental health evaluation and it did not recommend MIC.
Okay.
So they had referred her to Access, or that was a recommendation. But I don't see that there was any type of action. I know there was like some issues with her coming in and then she missed her outpatient appointment. And I'm assuming after that was when the MTR happened. So I don't see that they made any
Come down.
referrals to the Access program. I can reach out to our MIC manager to see if he's familiar with that referral process looks like.
Okay.
I do see that the officer documented that she would continue with it, but I don't see anything that she was actively in that program because
Oh.
Access is kind of like the overflow of MIC.
All right. All right. This is what we're going to do. We're going to come back on September 12th. And this case is going on September 12th. All right.
And I'll get confirmation on all that, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
One second, Your Honor. Could I look at my schedule? Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Maybe excuse Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. This is the last case. And then we're taking our break. Yvette Martinez. Court is calling 2023 CR 1876, State of Texas versus Yvette Estrella Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Excuse me, Glenn Payne for the defense.
And are you Ms. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Yvette Estrella Martinez who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 1876 for the offense of intoxication assault with a vehicle, serious bodily injury on August 10th, 2023 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, I don't have trial court certification. All right, state.
Violated condition number 14M on or about the 13th day of June 2024 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Yvette Estrella Martinez, defendant there, failed to register for or attend a certified DWI intervention program with the approved agency in violation of condition number 14M.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
I plead true to that, Your Honor.
So Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition 14M? Court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you to 10 years in the prison.
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation 14M?
Yes, Your
Court will find 14M true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The proposed agreement is for the defendant to team scram instead of the PAM device and then zero tolerance for alcohol consumption.
All right, why are we doing scram instead of the PAM device?
Judge, because there's been a lot of missed tests on the PAM device, and so both state defense figured that the scram device would keep better track of any possible alcohol consumption.
And if I may, Your Honor, there've been no positive UAs for, or no test for alcohol. It's been an issue with the actual machine, her using the machine, picking it up and using getting the proper testing. She's done many proper tests throughout the month, but she can explain it to you. It's kind of
All right, how does that
convoluted.
explain skip tests? That's what I don't understand.
she picks the machine up and resets it and then puts it down, and it is saying that it was blanking out previous tests, but she was taking numerous tests. She even had an issue this Friday, late Friday, when I was picking a jury where the charging cord, the individual said that the charging cord was not working proper. That's why probation has said scram, so there should be absolutely no issues with any type of, her personally doing anything.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm finding 14M true. I'm not gonna make a ruling. I want that person somebody from this hand monitoring device to explain to the court about these skip tests. And then the court will make a decision on what I'm going to do with the motion.
Okay, good.
All right.
So
Do I
not
have a
the,
reset form, please?
so Judge, not the scram, but the portable.
Whichever one that she is saying there have been issues with it coming up as skipped and she really didn't skip. So how much time do y'all need to have that person come in?
A week or two just to make sure that we have the right person, Judge.
All right. You want to set it for September 12th? Is that enough time?
That should be enough time, Judge.
All right, we're going to come back on September 12th.
Like the company that for devices from
Yes.
is Lifesaver portable alcohol monitoring. And I'll give state the contact information for that.
Thank you. Any objection to that person appearing by Zoom or defense you want them in person?
No, just, no objection. I would also like to get the information, so maybe I could talk to them.
Okay, so you're okay with them appearing by Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you'll let them know, state that they can appear by Zoom. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
You're doing it all today. Thank you.
All right, with that, we're going to take our recess. And Deputy Laura, I will let you know who is coming back. Just give me a moment.